Hey everyone, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Crusader Kings 3. Here today on the channel, we're playing as House Tyrell on the Feast for Crow scenario. The main objective of this series is to put a Tyrell on the Iron Throne. So like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Let me know feedback and suggestions in the comments. So we're playing as Lord Mace Tyrell, the Sieger, the valiant warrior who sieged Storm's End. We're going to be starting in Highgarden here. And there's a lot of ways we can go with this series. We could maybe back Aegon when he lands, the Blackfire claimant, or maybe he's going to be a Targaryen claimant this time around. We could marry Marjorie to Tommen still, but basically we want to make House Tyrell a great and powerful house and sort of seed off potentially other kingdoms too, sort of like Garth Greenhand. Now, Lord Willis is 23, doesn't have the best traits, and for the wars to come, we quite might move him on. We do have Garland the Gallant, who I would nearly prefer to be my heir. He is also married off too. I feel like in A Song of Ice and Fire, Willis is probably going to die, and then Garland's going to take over. Marjorie is currently married to Tommen, actually. Okay, so we could break that, depending on how he goes against Stannis and potentially Robb Stark in the Tyrells. Sorry, Robb Stark in the Tullys too. We've also got an alliance with the Hightowers. Wait, what? Like, why are they blonde? Oh, okay. So Marjorie is part Lyseni. Interesting. We've got Horace and Hobber Redwine. We want to try and invite them back. If we can. We might need to pay for their expenses to do that, so my first cousins there can get married off too. But obviously, we are one of the only houses that isn't a descendant of the Gardeners. What, Fossaways, the Redwines, the Florents all have some amount of Gardener blood. But we'll see how we go. We might even declare ourselves Kings of the Reach too. We could marry into the Dornish line. So we are using the A Song of Ice and Fire book canon, not using the two Tyrells from the show. So who have we got here? Garth Flowers, Garth Tyrell. So we've got Garth Tyrell. Interesting. We could legitimize him. So we do have some distant Tyrell cousins too. Like, the Tyrell family tree is quite large. We could even give some of these distant cousins lordships of their own. A lot of them are maesters. So we've got Theodore Tyrell too. But we'll basically play it by ear, let's say. So whoever sort of wins the war will try and side with the winners. Whether that's Stannis or Robb taking the throne, or like the Tommen Baratheon line, or potentially Aegon when he lands, or Daenerys. Okay, so Mace doesn't have the best traits. Diplomacy at the moment. People think Mace Tyrell is quite stupid and silly and foolish, but or aloof. I don't know. I don't think he's that terrible in the show. Yeah, but I feel like he's a little bit hard done by Mace the Ace Tyrell. I do sometimes wonder how much Alenna, his mother, is sort of, I don't know, not necessarily plotting against him, but influencing his decisions quite a bit. Also, we have a massive army too, so we're going to try and build that up as best as we can. The Reach is the most fertile lands in Westeros and was feeding the kingdom at one point. And we still have the Tyrell army too. So we could also still side with the Lannisters, but we'll just sort of see how we go. I think try and declare our kingship, bring back the sort of Gardener kings of old, but in the form of House Tyrell, and try and seat a Tyrell either as a Dowager Queen or future Queen on the Iron Throne. So it looks like we can go to war with the Florents. Ariane Martell, we could marry Willis too, potentially, but it'll go into her line. So we could do that, but she's going to refuse for it to be House Tyrell because they use female, well, it's either or primogenitor there. So I nearly married Garland to her because I think I might try and make Garland the faction leader. Depending on what we do, we might try and allow Mace and Willis to get an unfortunate end. So Stannis has united the Stormlands and has Dragonstone. So we can marry Willis to Shireen. So that's a potential option there if we want to side with Stannis. We've also got Edric Storm too, and then we've got the Tullys and the Tyrell. So Trystane is actually married to Marcella. Interesting. Edmure Tully is currently imprisoned, still married to the Frey girl. So this is after Feast then. Okay, so the Boltons are in charge. Right, okay. Clash, rather. So we're in Feast. Yeah, right, gotcha. Alright, so we have Olenna. Can we do anything here? So let's station our knights in High Garden, and we're going to look to try and build them up and sort of keep the Tyrell army in reserve unless we have a really big opportunity to go against someone trying to claim the throne. Okay, so let's reappoint our councillors. We should have a good amount. Randall Tarley is probably going to be our best military commander. Yeah, so 29. That should go up to Samwell there on the wall. We've also got Paxton Redwine commanding the fleet. And we've got a lot of other competent members too. But we'll see what sort of happens in this run. We could put Garland too. Yeah, he's just got so many better traits. And I can foresee countless wars to come. There might even be Lannister and Martell border conflicts too. So I feel like we need a strong, competent military commander like Garland. But we'll just sort of see how we go. Any options here? No. And we also can try and grow the oak seat chair too. So a couple of Crane captives and a Florent. Yeah, because Florent's sided with Stannis now, didn't they? Okay, so they're not going to accept that, but maybe I allow Garth the Gross? They're going to accept that matrilineally? Are you kidding me? The dude is so old. Why would they accept that? I guess it doesn't even give him a potential... No, it does give a potential alliance. He does have claims on Highgarden. I'm nearly tempted to do that. Garth the Gross. In his 60s, marrying Martell. If we do it with Willis, we get a potential alliance. But we might be able to stop her from having children if we go with him. He does have claims, though. Distant, that is. Okay, so that's still a potential option. We might be able to use him. So what's going on in the Westerlands? Okay, so Cersei rules. Then it's going to fall to Tommen and Marcella, and then Kevin too. Okie dokes. I could try to get rid of Trystane, because then I could marry Marcella to Willis. Because I don't think we're going to be able to get rid of Garland married to the Fossaway girl. Arya Hotar would be interested. The Pentoshi. No, Novosi. Anders Ironwood. Yeah, right. The Ironwoods and the Oilers are going to side. So if we can get rid of Trystane, that might strengthen Ariane's claim too. So let's try and get that in before the wars get well and truly underway. So I think we'll just sort of play all sides, unless there's a clear winner. If Stannis takes the throne, we'll try and marry someone to Shireen. If Aegon rocks up as a Blackfire, we'll try and marry into them, or as a Targaryen. Maybe Dany might rock up too. And yeah, who knows? There might be enough turmoil and strife that we're better to declare our independence and make ourselves kings of the Reach again. But overall, oh, here we go. Things are starting to kick off. So Robert Arryn has declared his independence. Lord Peake, Targaryen loyalists move on in. So, we could actually marry her to Horace Redwine. That's the first claimant, but then the Martells could get access to the Redwine fleet. Okay, so we do have a Florent sitting in, what is it, Brightwater Keep? Yeah. So they are free and independent at the moment, but they're not a part of my realm because they pledged loyalty to Stannis. And, yeah, I guess the lease. But it seems like we should be able to seize Brightwater Keep quite quickly. And hopefully won't have any Baratheon involvement. So what we're going to do is raise the 37,000 Tyrell army. And we're going to try and bring Brightwater Keep under our control. And the Dornish have declared their independence. So they're not siding with Tommen, but they're going to be potentially using Marcella's claim. Stannis has declared himself as the Storm King, which is rather interesting. And Edmure Tully in his cell has decided to declare his independence too. Maybe due to World of Frey. Okay, so Randall Tarley here is going to send 41,000. So we've been offered a position as steward on the small council. So 5,000 Florence soldiers have just left Brightwater Keep. The massive Tyrell host is going to engage. And we're going to try and seize House Florence seat of Brightwater Keep. And we might even give it to one of our Tyrell cousins. Maybe create a cadet branch, as the Florence are traitors and have sworn fealty to Stannis Baratheon, as Stannis' wife is Selyse. Whoa, 15,000 Ironborn raiders just showed up. That's incredibly annoying. I know the shields are just there, so they should be raiding us actually quite a bit. Alright, let's get Randall Tarley to smash the Ironborn there. Come on, let's intercept them. If we can. Or are they just going to continually raid? Okay, so we can't seem to stop them. Oh, okay. Now I see. Right. Whoops. They are technically raiding Brightwater Keep territory in Florent land. They're not raiding my territory, technically. That's annoying. They came in for loot and plunder. As if they just did that. Alright. Let's crush the smaller Florent force again. And let's continually try and besiege out some of the castles in and around Florent vassals in Broomfield. Okay, so Garland has had a daughter. So let's name her... what? Olenna? After Olenna Redwine, the Queen of Thorns. Olenna Tyrell, sure. Okay. Oh, Aegon invades. Okay. King Aegon, young Griff of Essos. So he seems like he's going to call himself Targaryen. Perhaps we could use this to our advantage. He's come up with John Con. He's got Harry Strickland. And this is fascinating. Alright, so the realm is at war. Aegon lands, and with our alliance with Tommen, we're probably going to be called. So this is fascinating. So we can side with the Tyrells, sorry, the Targaryens, as the Tyrells, basically, were minor stewards before the Targaryens defeated the Gardeners. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to betray Tommen, and make our independence known. So King Mace has declared as what? There's Tullys, Aaron's Martells, and Stannis declaring his independence. So ideally now we'll try and break that betrothal to Marjorie. They're not of age yet. It's a little bit annoying because we're still dealing with this war, but I wonder how many are probably going to side with Aegon now that he's landed. So can I break this betrothal? We're still trying to get rid of Trystane, but that failed, so we stopped that. Well, we don't need to. So hang on, can I get rid of... I want to try and do a new scheme. That was going to fail. We just didn't have enough points. I could try and get rid of Tommen to break that betrothal. If he loses this war anyway, he's probably going to get divorced. The thing is, what you do is get Loras Tyrell, who sits on the Kingsguard, to get rid of Tommen and depose him, essentially. Wouldn't you think? Because we do have a fair few members at court still. It just depends how this war goes. I don't think Tommen and the Lannisters are going to have enough. But we'll see who eventually wins the Iron Throne. Or maybe we wait a little bit longer. The thing is, that Targaryen host has actually landed in the Crown Lands. which is quite advantageous. They're not actually in the Stormlands. So, okay, so it seems like the Septon won't annul the marriage. Should be able to wrap up this Florent war soon. But yeah, now we're fighting an independence war against the Lannisters, essentially. Alright, so let's continue to bring the territories in and around Brightwater Keep under our control. Oh, okay, so there are 12,000 Hightower forces there. Maybe they're siding with Aegon? Yikes. We might have an issue here, because there actually might be more loyalist Targ houses in the Reach than what would anticipate, maybe. Oh, I think we might have lost Randall Tarley. I don't know where he is. Right, probably want to try and stop that small amount of Florence massing. Mace has now become obese. Garland. Oh, nice. Garland has had a son, so potentially a future claimant. Let's name him Luther. Yeah, after Mace's father. Luther Tyrell. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with House Tyrell in the books. I wonder if they'll have the same fate as in the show, with Mace dying, Marjorie and Loras obviously just like ended the line in the show and they just sort of forgot about the Tyrells. What happened in the show? Oh, did Bronn get Highgarden? Oh, I can't even remember. I thought he got Stokeworth. Oh, just like deleted that out of my mind. But yeah, maybe House Tyrell will just like ultimately collapse. We need to negotiate with the Iron Bank to get some money there. Same with Elena's death too. So like maybe the Florence or the Tarleys might seize power. I'm surprised like Sam didn't get... Well, he's joined the Night's Watch, didn't he? Maybe Sam's son, adopted son, could have got it. But yeah. The thing is, unlike in the show, Garland is in the books. And as you can see with his skills in this, he's a skilled knight, a tactician, and leader. So maybe he will be brought into the fold. You never know. We could even marry him to Daenerys, potentially. We will have to watch out for the Ironborn invasions in this particular run, led by Euron Greyjoy, who wants to, well, probably raise a kraken. Alright, so we can enforce our demands now. And, what? Mace has had a child at 56. How's he done that? Oh, wow, that's a massive age gap between him and Marjorie. Okay. The blonde hair Hightower. Interesting that they didn't side with him. Of Lyseni blood. Alicent Tyrell? Sure. Okay, that's good. Because we're going to try and allow Mace to... Whoa! Grow. Oh, wow, look at this. So, Martells, Lannisters... going there. I just think we need to sit in Highgarden, basically. So we are technically at war with Tommen, but we have no ambition to go into the Crown Lands just yet. We'll allow the other factions to go against Tommen, I suppose, and then try and win Marjorie back, I suppose. There's so many claims. We need to make a decision on who to give Brightwater Keep to. I could give it to Garland, but I'm nearly tempted to make him heir, if I could. Okay, so we do have the flower branch here. Theodore Tyrell, one of my distant cousins. He's been married off too, though. Luther Tyrell. Garth is a little bit closer. So maybe I give Theodore Tyrell, 34, married off to a commoner. Brightwater Keep in the surrounding areas. Or maybe I give him Brightwater Keep, like the lordship of it, and then we've got a fair few surrounding castles, and we give that to the other branches. Because I do quite like seeding other houses. Kind of like what the Karstarks did in the north. There was the Greystarks too that died out. We want to try and grow House Tyrell as best we can. So I think we'll give Brightwater Keep and those three to Lothar. And then what I will do is I will legitimize Garth Tyrell's Well, they still got the last name Tyrell, children. And we'll grant the titles to them. And they can basically nearly take their own name, you'd think. Cool. And then we've got 3 little flowerings there. Okay, so let's have a look who's on our side. Only the 2 there. So we have 35,000 fresh men still stationed. The Fossilways are with us, but I think a lot of the army's actually not joining us. We can negotiate an alliance with Paxter Redwine. Let's look to do that. And along with the Tyrells there too. Let's ransom those guys. But I think we'll see. The thing is, right, if Tommen dies, we might be able to remarry Margaery to Aegon. Which actually might be better for us. It just depends. Because if he says he's the son of Rhaegar, not Rhaegar. Oh yeah, Rhaegar and Ilya. There might be a stronger claim rather than if he's a straight up Blackfire. Yeah, there's a bunch of high towers, even a bunch of Rowlands going there too. Alright, so I think we're just sort of going to sit in High Garden until we make a play. Actually, you know what? There's a bit of Crown Land territory here. So let's push up there and go and siege Copper Cast, which has joined the Iron Throne. We might even be able to bait some territory down, Lannister forces down into our territory here. Nice. Garland has had another child with the Fossilway woman. Robin Tyrell. I kind of like the sound of that. Okay. There's a lot of cool Tyrell names too. So at the moment, Mace Tyrell. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Oh, wow. Okay, so Aegon's just stormed in there. Fagon and crushed Tommen, Lannister, Tommen Hill's forces. They're still juggling the Iron Bank loan. But yep, King Mace Tyrell of Highgarden and the Reach is struggling to control his bannermen. Randall's commanding this, but it looks like they've joined Aegon too after that battle. 7,000 Tarly forces have gone north. Old Hills has carved off. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, the Rowans are going. A lot seem to be joining Aegon. There's not really much we can do. Lost a couple thousand there. I guess we can push into the Westerlands to try and put some pressure on them. I don't want to go anywhere near King's Landing just yet. I feel like we're going to get carved up. Whoa, we just lost 10,000 there. I don't think we would have lost that just because of that siege. It seems like there's a bunch of forces joining them. Stannis is in there too. King's Landing is turning into a massive battle royale. King Tommen is now 14. Yeah, I can't see Tommen winning this one, but I don't know who's going to win the Iron Throne. But the Dornish are fighting Stannis here at the moment. And the Dornish have gone in and just won. So they are backing the Lannisters because they're married to Trystane, and but they're kind of, I think they're free and independent, so they're currently not with them technically. They're trying to pursue Marcella's claim by the look of it. I guess we can push to the border here. We just need to make sure none of this Reach territory gets taken and get that war score back on our side. We can probably try and take Longgrass. It just depends if the Martells come up here. Yeah, so we got... Oh! Okay, so we've been betrayed here by Tarly, Hightower, and Martell forces and Rowan. As soon as we push into the Crown Lands, they've come up to fight us. Garland's been injured, and we're going to be pushed back here now. Martells are giving chase. Randall is moving back to Highgarden. I wonder if he would have sided with that army that left. Invalid. Oh! And the independence has ended. Looks like Tommen Baratheon has been deposed. And he's been sent to the wall. Oh, perfect. So that means the marriage will be annulled. So where's Margaery? Oh, she's bounced back and now she's free to marry. So who's won? Stannis has won and made a claim for the Iron Throne. Stannis the Manus has won. But there are so many rebellious kingdoms. Okay, so does that mean we try and remarry her, potentially? I do quite like the custom seat. Do we try and get rid of Selyse, potentially? Okay. So Dawn is free and independent under Doran. Wait, Tyrion's married Arianne. So King Stannis has won the Battle Royale. Okay, so Shireen's married to a Massey now. But the line will continue. Maya Stone has had heaps of children. Edric's still too far. We could invite him potentially. Marcella is married to Trystane. I think she controls the Westerlands now. And Tom has joined the Wall. So that's quite nice of Stannis to do. However, what? House Martell, House Aaron, House Tully are free and independent. Young Griff is still fighting there. Oh wait, no. Edmure's died. He was taken out by Lord Walder. And now King Olthos Tully, half Frey, rules the Riverlands. Robert Aaron sits the Eerie throne. And Cersei is still control of the Westerlands. But at the moment, it's going to go to Marcella and then Trystane. Euron still rules the Iron Islands. Married to a Lannister. Interesting. But Quentyn and none of these guys are of Lannister blood yet. Roose rules the North. Not sure where fake Arya is. And whatnot. But Mace the Ace is still currently king in the Reach for now. Okay, well, we'll see if Stannis can hold this throne, and ultimately he's going to probably come after us too. But at the moment, Garland and the Tyrell line is going through Olenna, Luther, and Robin, who are of Tyrell and Fossaway blood. We've still got Marjorie to married off, and then we've got Alicent too. So we've got a fair few options. Okay, so do I try and marry off Willis now? There's a Rowan alliance, potentially a Sand. I just think he just doesn't have that good traits, and he's injured. And I kind of want Garland to be the future king. I can't send him to the Citadel. The thing is, Mace is going to get old at some point, so we might be able to like imprison Garland, get rid of him, and then move on. Okay, so a cadet branch has been born here. Nice. House Green Petal, Garrett Flowers. One of them's got grayscale. I don't know why. And then Luther has died. Theodore is creating the Tyrell Brightwater Keep branch. And then Gus is probably going to make his own house too. Maybe I should have legitimized them, so then they were technically within the Tyrell dynasty. But I guess it's cool that they're going to make their own cadet branch, and we might be able to marry into it. I'm surprised Loras is still on Stannis Baratheon's Kingsguard. I'm surprised he's not been taken out big time. But Marjorie needs to have a new spouse. Horace Redwine could be an option. Fairview Greyjoy's there. Okay, King Anthos Tully. I think we're better off marrying her to Aegon, but he's going to refuse marriage until he takes the Iron Throne. So, do we go for Stannis or do we go for Fagon? Doesn't really matter if he's actually Fagon. He seems to be saying he's a Targaryen, not a Blackfire, and not a descendant of Meleys the Monstrous. Oh, Robert Aaron of the Vale has given an offer. That's not too bad, because then we can bring in the Aaron forces, and then we don't have to side with Stannis and have them right nearby. Robert Aaron, and then we've got Harold Harding, who's married off. That's a lot of forces. He's got bad traits, though. We've also got another daughter, though. The thing is, I just don't know if Aegon's going to win. Stannis could just go in there and roll him. Do we go with Robert Aaron? And then we could maybe, I don't know. We just try and keep our independence. Look, I think I'm going to accept this, because there's no way to know that if Aegon's going to win, or the attempt on Selyse is going to work, so we can marry Marjorie to Stannis. I think getting the Knights of the Vale on side with Marjorie is probably a good idea. So let's allow the marriage, because he's declared himself the king of the mountain and the Vale too, rather than the young boy Tully. So Marjorie is now married for a Renly, Joffrey, Tommen, Robert Aaron. That's just so many. We might be able to actually marry or betroth. Oh yeah, Anthos to Mace's other daughter. Yeah, let's do that, and then we're going to be able to bring in a huge... Yeah, we're going to be able to box in whoever controls King's Landing, eh? We've got other Tyrells there too. Yeah, I think let's do that. Let's marry Alicent Tyrell to Edmure's son. We're still dealing with the Iron Bank issues. We're going to have to look to try and pay that off eventually too. Alright, well, unfortunately on that note, it's time to wrap things up here. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, I've had another daughter here. Mace. Okay, so that means more potential claimants. How's he doing that? 50 now. To the Hightower woman. Alright, well, like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. Let me know feedback and suggestions in the comments for the algorithm. We would appreciate it. Stay tuned for episode 2 coming out soon. And then eventually we're going to be doing a full combination of this series in one video. You could even be watching it now. But anyway, thanks guys. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.